Hello world, how are we today? My name is Sophie Arvo, or at least on the internet it is. I've made art for as long as I can remember. It is one of, if not the most important thing in my life. When I am not making art, tell you what, days get dark, they get dark. But for some reason, I don't know why, I think I'm just a little too embarrassed. I've never really shown my artwork off online or in person. I think it's time for that to change. It would be nice to, you know, get my artwork out there and then find people. Sorry, I got distracted by a dragonfly outside. I think that's a good sign. I think I want to start putting my artwork out there in a very casual setting, and hopefully find some people that are like-minded and want to chat. But yeah, I wanted to kick off the channel with a little cheeky sketchbook tour. So let's get into it. So this is my favorite sketchbook I've ever done. I'm so proud of it, but that basically just means that it's the most recent. This sketchbook does hold a lot of really beautiful memories in my heart. I was working in this while I was living abroad last year. I was living in Scotland. And my sketchbooks do double as a bit of a visual diary because one, I am a girl that cannot work without a reference. And two, I just prefer to use my own photos as references. I feel more connected to them in that way. And so, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of things in here. It's surrounded by what I was doing, what I was surrounded by. I would cry if I ever lost this, in other words. Oh, and I do actually want to preface this by that when I say sketchbook, I'm just using that as like a general term. I think I use it more like a render book where the pieces are more finalized and I think they look pretty good. I do have a lot of really true sketchbooks that are ugly. They're good to get your ideas down on the paper, but they're just not as fun to show off, are they? So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, so no respectable sketchbook tour ever starts without a sticker haul. So let's crack in. This is Sophie Lewis. She has a stall at the Barras Markets. These are in Glasgow and they're just a fabulous secondhand market. She does apparel, stickers, prints, like tote bags. She's awesome, but she's really cool. And this sticker I loved because it was the Barras and I went nearly every weekend for a while there. I will say it hasn't really held up to the wear and tear. I don't know if you can see that. But I do take this sketchbook with me absolutely everywhere I go. So, you know, no hate. This is, if you're watching art YouTube, you know, this is Tiny Little Egg, Kristen. She's gorgeous, but then this print is just so beautiful. I really connected with it, but especially at the time when I bought this, I could not afford a full print. So I got a sticker of it and it's just beautiful and super good quality. Like it looks like the day I got it, which is awesome. And then on the back, I have two more from her too, because for a while I was subscribed to her Patreon and I was in the sticker club. Yeah, this is from her tapas packs. They're awesome. Don't even like olives, but that's a really sexy sticker. But yeah, let's get straight into it because I think this is going to take me a while. First page, I always start with the title page. It feels like I don't love my sketchbook if I don't, you know? But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of an amalgamation of different things. I think I was on my lunch break at work when I did this, and so obviously just the salt and pepper that was in front of me. I love pool balls as a motif that I constantly use. I think they look good. I love pool. Not always good at it, but always love playing it. Paper chain, which I think is, you know, not the most well done, but cute idea. And then this little sketch of me, it really cracks me up. I like it. First page, got my dogs out, you know, we're straight into it. But I really like this. I like the top down shot. I like my little Muppet nose. I think this is funny. But, you know, it's kind of a mid spread altogether, but, you know, whatevs. This next one, so this is, I always start my sketchbooks going like, oh, I don't care, this one's just going to be an ugly one, I'll do whatever. And so there's a lot of unfinished sketches in the beginning here that I didn't go back to, but I think I should for this one. It's cute. It's a little Indigenous American woman. Oh, look at me throwing my stuff around. I love the fringe. I like her braids going in the wind. Very cute. But it's nice, and I think I was planning for a red sun or something, but didn't end up doing it. this isn't one that I do need to, again, I'm going to say this a lot, I need to revisit this where, I mean, it's not the most innovative idea, is it? You know, but this I think is really cute. The hiking boot with the flowers in it. I really like that, and I use my actual hiking boot as reference, which I think you can tell because it looks like a boot. But this, I think this would appeal to some market, maybe not me. I don't really like this. I was trying to make a mountain that looked like a hiking boot. I could see maybe more of a macho man hiker liking that kind of sticker, but it's alright. I don't know, mid-page again. This one, I do like the spread of, even though I think the paintings aren't the most technically good, I really like this spread. And it was a day that I went out on a hike. It was Balak and Bunk Hill Circular, as you can see there. And I always date my artworks. I just love knowing exactly when I did something because I just have the most terrible memory in the world. I really do. I've got the mind of a goldfish. So I like to date my artworks. And a lot of time I put the timestamp as well. But anyway, little hiking sign, I guess. This was a figure study I did of a man sitting at the train station. This I definitely did a much rougher sketch at the time and then went back in later and made it look like more cleaned up because there's no way I was busting this out on the spot. No way. These paintings, I really like this painting. I'd like to do it better maybe, but little sunbeam through the tree, cute. This was my outfit for the day. I love drawing myself. I'm just a little narcissist, I guess. But the pigtails are cute, and this Muppet nose is how I've just 100% gone to drawing myself, which I think is cute. Cute little jumper. Ooh, glued together pages there, so clearly something happened there that I didn't want the world to see. Oh, I love this sketch. This is a day that I wore this outfit. I made this beanie trying to go for one of those little, you know, skater beanies that don't even touch the ears. And I was knitting this beanie for like 3 days and then it ended up going past my chin. Like I had no idea how long it was. I was like, oh. So I made it into a weird little bonnet hat that only looked good in this outfit. But I went out and all day I felt like a strawberry shortcake girl. And so I came home and I drew myself as a character in Strawberry Shortcake because she is so near and dear to my heart. She was my favorite toy growing up, obsessed with her. But yeah, obviously I was wearing blue, so I went with the blueberries. I like how these turned out, just a loose kind of, you know, watercolory border. And oh, I love the crunch here. I don't know. This is like, honestly, this little section, my favorite part of the drawing. I always love it. I love the crunchy. Arr, arr. This was another fun day. This is when we went to Isle of Butte. Just a little day trip. We took the ferry out. It was nice. I took this one from a photo. I really liked the way the sunlight was coming in from the back there. So I like this. And I like the way the bark turned out. It's cute. These drawings I all think are not that good of drawings, but it's a fun spread because I did that kind of textbook number and, you know, title everything. I like this. What is it? Sea glass, and it still had the markings on it. My boyfriend kept that. And these are things that we just found on the beach. Little shell that looked like a mountain, which is fun. This spread, this was, my boyfriend had just gotten me a lava lamp. So obviously all I did was spend like probably an hour a night just staring at it. You forget how good lava lamps are until you have one. But this is all right. It's not the best, but it's all right. This is another one I really like because I just like the concept of it. Again, I want to redo it, but maybe better. Like, just because this was a quick thing I did at night. But I love the way this street lamp illuminates here, catches the lines, and the trees slightly illuminated in the background. And I really like the blue-green color scheme. It's kind of creepy, kind of eerie. But yeah, this was across the street from my apartment. These were my tattoo artist keys. I got a tattoo around that time. I actually think it might have been this one. But yeah, Silly Goose Club, cute, whatever. I just did it to fill the space, really. Okay, hopefully the shot is mostly the same, but my phone ran out of storage twice. So it's fine. I'm fine. Let's continue. Ooh, this was a fun day. So this was when I went over to Edinburgh and I went to the National Galleries of Scotland there. It was a wonderful art gallery. They have a great collection of works. But whenever I go to art galleries, I do like to take photos of the paintings I really like or want to reference back to. Because again, the goldfish memory. but these were two really nice ones. This one was a much longer painting. This is the artist here, and he had done a full self-portrait of him laying down, and his wife was behind him. But then I cropped it. I really liked this close, intimate crop here. Her face is cut out, and it's just his feet. It feels really sweet, but I like the way I repainted this. I like the colors and stuff. It's nice. It's always fun to do references of artworks. And then this one is the reconciliation of Oberon and Titania, Sir Joseph Noel Paton. But this was a whole painting. There was like 20-30 people in this painting, and I think it's from a story of a mythos or something. But I took these two people out of it, and I liked them. I liked the wings and the draped fabrics, and they were really pretty. I kept joking with my boyfriend that this was going to be our Halloween costumes. But I like the way I painted this. I really did a nice, delicate job. You know, the paintwork isn't as heavy as I normally do with something like this. And there's a lot of negative space, and I like the wings and the colors. I think it's quite pretty, and the graphite's still showing through. I don't paint like this often, but I really like it. Yeah, really nice. This is the corner of my room. Not much to really say about it. I think I was sitting in bed one night, wanted to paint, didn't know what to do, so I just drew the corner of my room. Yeah, I think the shadows are nice and stuff, but I mean, it's not a great painting overall. There was stuff on my window. This print is actually behind me on the wall in the first shot of this video. But yeah, it's fine. These two, ooh, spoiler alert for the next page. There we go. Oh, I love it so much. I love these two. I really am proud of how they came out. This one, I love the color scheme. Even though orange, purple, green, it's not really a color scheme I would normally pick, but I think it turned out so nice, and I love the warm feeling of this painting. I think I really did the flower justice, and I like the way, you know, the glass turned out and the reflections and stuff. Really nice. And then this one was a silhouette of the other flower. It's not the same one as this, and I think they're really pretty. I kept it simple, right? I kept the shadows in it, which I think gives it a little more interest than if I just did a plain wash. But yeah, I really like them together. I like them separate. I think they'll make really good prints if I was to ever do something like that. I think they just turned out so pretty. I really love them. I really love them, especially together. Yeah, really nice there. So, ooh, this. If you are a barista or you've even worked with having to make coffee, this is a very familiar angle to you. I took this photo at work, and it's just, I think it's nice. This was a time in my life where I was working a lot, and so I don't think I had much else to paint. But I like this angle. I like the grading. It's not the best. I mean, the paint in here really got muddy. It lost all definition. But I love the composition of this. I like it. Yeah, this is one that it's quite simple, but it's one that I like. This one was another nice day out. It was a hike I did around Loch Lomond, and this is actually from a film photo I took, which, if you know film, I mean, you don't really get much say in how it turns out. Like, you do to a point, but you can try, but not always. And I remember this swan was originally off center, and so this is why I actually painted it, to get it that nice composition. But this painting I like. I will say I don't love how thick the branches turned out, and there's some muddiness and, you know, here and there. But then this is actually one that I did try and repaint. And I think because the next one I was like, this is going to be a good one, you know, that I lost a lot of the energy of this original painting here, and I lost a lot of the movement, and I don't know, it just didn't have the same vibe to me. But, you know, it is what it is. I want to say that I would want to redo this, but then, you know, I did, and it didn't turn out good. So it's still pretty. I really like the colors. Ooh, another fun spread. So actually, I think from here you can tell it's quite cold. This was another cold day, and I think it comes through in the tone. And then this, we were coming into spring, and so I was seeing a lot of crawdads everywhere. They were bloody everywhere where I lived in Glasgow. And I loved them so much. They were so cute. They were always hopping around. Like, I just found them really interesting and cute. They're like a much cuter Australian magpie. Those guys I'm like scared of for sure. Like, I've been swooped enough times to have a respectable fear of magpies, but the crawdads were like their gentle cousin. And I really enjoyed them. I like the way these two turned out. I like the way I did the blue and the feathers, and they're nice. These two I really like. I don't like this one, but it is my partner's favorite. He likes the little fluffy baby. I like the dandelion chains here. Good way to fill a spread, first of all. You know, you can put them in any old shape and they're gonna fill it up for you. And then it gives that spring vibe I was really trying to give. I like the way the dandelions turned out. I actually tried to paint a dandelion in a recent painting and I don't think it turned out that good, so maybe I need to reference back to these guys because I like them. And then these were all that watercolor with the pencil over the top, and I just like the kind of texture that gives. But I like this spread, and this is a proper spread, you know? I like it. Ooh, this was another, I'm gonna keep saying that, another good day. We went to the Scottish Tattoo Convention, and whilst we didn't end up leaving with any tattoos, because it was mostly traditional, I will say, that which isn't mine or the group I was with vibe, but I was really inspired by looking at all the flashes all day, and it was nice. These are two Scottish flowers, and so I wanted to try and make like a Scottish tattoo kind of look, which is why I went with the line art kind of vibe. I will say I don't like the style of these. I do wish that I'd stuck with my normal style, but I like the composition of both of these a lot and the colors. This is of course heather, and then it's with a nice horseshoe. I really like this composition. I think I referenced an old like vintage postcard to get this idea. I don't remember, that I found on Pinterest. And then this one, gorse, you know, the yellow really gives sun. This one I really struggled with painting all the spikes and stuff, I do remember, but I think they both turned out really good. I don't like the line art, but that's fine. Ooh, and okay, so this is another spring spread for me, because I will say, if you get seasonal depression, Scotland is like hardcore mode. It is dark at like 3:30, 4 in the afternoon, and at the time I had a really bad sleep schedule, so I was waking up at 2, you know, it's getting dark at 4, rough times. And then this is coming into spring. So this was really, it's a event kind of page for me. But these were the crawdads and crows I was seeing everywhere flying over me. And I thought they were just so beautiful in the cold weather, right? And then this is kind of me thawing. It's coming out of the winter and into the spring, and I was coming into the warmer weather, and I was very happy about that. This is my silhouette, in case, I don't know, that wasn't obvious. But yeah, this spread means a lot to me. Again, it's not the best paint job that I've ever done. It meant a lot to me, and it really showed how I was feeling at the time, and I like it. I think it's pretty. Oh, I was getting back into my charm bracelet at this time. I had a charm bracelet as a kid, and then I got my mum to send it to me, and I was collecting charms for it. So I thought it would make a cute sticker or something. It's just that nice. It's very simple, you know, with the grey monochrome, but it turned out cute, you know. These are not all real charms I have, but most of them are. I will say the sun, the dragonfly, and the acorn. I don't have those charms, but the rest of them are real charms that I actually have on my charm bracelet. It's random, but I really like it. Turned out sweet. Oh, I went to Queen's Park, and there's just so many birds there. I tell you what, if you're a bird guy, Queen's Park in Glasgow is the place to go. They're everywhere. But yeah, I mean, it was just a nice day. I drew all the different types of birds that I saw. These were, I will say, all of these are internet references, except I think the swan is from a photo I actually took. And maybe the ducks, I don't remember. But yeah, the rest of them are internet references. I love the way the seagull turned out. I used the negative space, and the seagulls were just screaming this day, so that's why I picked that. I love this pigeon. I like the way the red and the purple and the blue, and nice, very nice. And this was a little, as you can see, demon child, jazzed about birds. he was screaming. He was running through, like, run through the swarms, and they really break them up. And he was just going, baddies, 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 baddies. So then I had to capture him because he just had such an energy. And I tried to do the kind of, you know, metal font behind him, but I think maybe you just can't read it. But he was very excited, so got him in there. Yeah, this is another child I saw the exact same day, Toka. He was just, first of all, he just looked really cool. I don't know why, it's just his outfit. I was like, damn, that's like a fashionable little 2-year-old. But then he looked at me with these like dead eyes, and it really felt like he was like, I'm better than you and I know it. And you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. So I drew him, and I think it turned out cute. I don't normally draw kids, let alone people. Yeah, random, but pretty cute. This, oh, I love this spread. This is an idea I've had for a long time, and I've tried to make it into a few different things, like a patch on a t-shirt and painting and blah, blah, blah. Really pretty. I love, obviously, an apple motif as much as the next girly. And then dragonflies are a really special like symbol for me. I really love them. And so I thought about putting the apple seeds as the wings and getting that dragonfly in there, and then the nice spiral in it. This is really beautiful to me. I would love to make this into a sticker. I think would make a really beautiful sticker. I just really like the way it turned out. Yeah, June 13th. Oh, and then this is a quote that I originally found on Tumblr at the time and really connected to, and then I've actually read the book since, and it's a good book. But it's spring, you're young, you're lovely, you have a right to be happy, come back into the world. Shirley Jackson. Again, like I said before, coming out of the really dark winter of Scotland and into spring, I really connected to this a lot at the time, and you can really see it through my sketchbook how I was feeling. But yeah, I like this really light writing I did. It looks almost, it's not shiny, but it looks like it could be. Yeah, pretty spread. It's very simple, but I think it's super pretty. This was great when the UK got the Aurora Borealis. I can't say that right. The Northern Lights. But yeah, I mean, you couldn't see it very good with your naked eyes, but you could really on your camera. So yeah, I would like to see the real deal one day in person, but this was just so magical. I never thought I'd ever get to see the Northern Lights this early in my life. I'd love to see them properly one day, but I living in Glasgow, especially in the city, you'd never expected to get anything like that. So it was so much fun. This is across the street from where I lived was a church, and a photo I took. This painting I think is pretty arse, if I'm going to be honest. I really don't like how this painting turned out. I think it was a mixture of a bad reference and then just bad painting. I think I was pretty manic doing this, trying to make it work, and it didn't. But it's fine. It was a nice night. It's a good memory. I would like to maybe do it again because I do like drawing kind of structures like this, and then if you've got the Northern Lights with it, it'd be pretty. But yeah, it's nice. Oh my god. I always forget this is in here, and then every time I see it, it cracks me up. This is my partner. This is Lachlan, with this great top-down shot of him again. Clearly, I find it funny. You know, those kind of 0.5 photos everyone takes. And this was in the Euros. I will say, I'm not a sport girly. I do not care about soccer, but when you're in the UK, you get indoctrinated. And so we were watching the Euros, and then it was down to Spain and England. And of course, being in Scotland, I think we would have gotten jumped in the streets if we went for England. So we were Team Spain, and it was just a really fun night. Lachlan had this like face paint on his cheeks. I kissed his head. I love how this photo turned out, and this painting. It's just fun. It makes me giggle every single time I open this sketchbook. So that's always a win. But yeah, a lot of fun there. I did the West Highland Way, and I started it by myself the year prior, came home halfway through it, and then I finished it up when a friend came over and we went together. And this was a great photo. It was in a pub in a really remote area, and his name was Billy the Bike. I really am surprised that I remember that name, but I think it just cracked me up. And this was such I mean, it's a legendary photo. He was like this famous, I don't know, famous to the area or famous in general, mountaineer. And so he's got all this rope in his hand. He's got this kind of Fair Isle sweater, cigar hanging out the mouth, beanie. He was on top of a mountain, so he had these mountain ranges behind him. It was a sick photo, honestly. So I had to paint it. And I like the way his face turned out. I really do. The rest of it's kind of whatever, but yeah, cool guy. So I'm glad that I did that. This was my friend. I was teaching her to, I don't know how else to say it. I call it riffle raffle cards. Let me show you. Please excuse the fact that all I could find was my V cards that me and my partner picked up for $1 at an op shop. These are nutty. They've got like bugs all over them. I really don't know why V did this collaboration. Let me find the Joker. Yeah, what? What the hell? Anyway, beside the point. But I was teaching her to shuffle your cards when you do it like this. Not to flex or anything. This is on the train home. And I took another film photo of her, and I just really liked the composition. This painting itself is not good, I will say, because I was really struggling with skin tones because I don't paint them a lot. And the hands, I was struggling. But I did it, oh, let me reach. I did it later on, and I redid this, which I think there's still some things I'd like to touch up. But, I mean, look at the difference there, you know, like, really pretty. This one, I think I ended up really trying to rely on pencil to make it work, and it just didn't. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I think the composition is super nice. But this is why, you know, a sketchbook's good, because you get your ideas down, you see what you like, and then you can always redo it better. And I will say, bumping the size up really helped. But, yeah, so... nice, it's good, turned into something good. This, I don't like this page at all, but we went to Arcachon Beach, which is in France. I went there to meet up with a French friend that I'd not seen in maybe 6-7 years. And then these were more beach finds, kind of similar to the Isle of Brut page. I never finished it, is the thing. I never came in with pencil, which for me usually finishes up a page. I just wasn't as enthused. I think I was looking for something to paint as opposed to really finding something and then needing to paint it. I don't know if that difference makes sense, but it's fine. The oyster there could be nice. Little china piece, barnacles here. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. I think these might have been internet references again. This was not. This was a real seaweed I found, but the rest of these I actually think were internet references. Oh, love this page. This is when we went to Italy. We went there just for a couple of days, and we went into this, it was hot. It was so hot. It was in July, and we were dying, you know, and so we just ducked into this random church just to get out of the sun, and we didn't realize what kind of church it was or what it was. We just wanted to have a look at the architecture. But this was a church where I don't want to call it Cult of the Dead, but I forget what it was called. Oh, I need to look it up. But it was a church where they kept bones and stuff, and they prayed to them to connect with dead ancestors. And it was cool. You couldn't take photos down there, of course, because it's real skeletal remains of people. So, you know, disrespectful, especially for these people that still go down there and pray. Found this photo online. This was Saint Lucia, they call her. She is often, they put a veil on her and stuff. She, I think, is like a saint for like newlyweds. I really don't remember. But anyway, there was this sick skull, and she had a veil and the tiara, and they actually had this LED sign above her too, because it's that cool mixture of the traditional and the new that you see in these kind of altars. It looked sick, first of all, but so I painted her, and I love the way the skull came out, and then the holes in the lace, difficult, I will say, but it was really nice, and the way the tiara came. I like the LED. I've never done any kind of LED effects, but I think it turned out okay. You know, it's not the best, but the reflections on the cross, I just made this up. This wasn't a reference, but the reflections. It's a cool spread. And again, these two together I think look really good. Very happy with this page. Yeah, that was nice. This was two, and this is almost jumping back from my camera roll, two really weird flowers I found in France. I'd never seen a flower like this before. And so I tried to paint them, and then the painting just did not turn out. I don't know what it was. The paintings just weren't working. You can see here I tried to go in with pencil because a lot of the times I have to trust the process, and it's not until I go in with pencil that it looks good. But this one just wasn't happening for me, so you can see this one didn't even get the pencil treatment. Weird flowers, but hard to draw, man. Hard to draw. This, I was really getting into Japan again, like not as a whole, but like Japanese culture, because I'm planning on going on a Japan trip. And at this time I was just doing a lot of that kind of research. I think I found these both on Tumblr actually. This was taken from an old fruit magazine photo, which of course sick as hell, you know, it's the young Harajuku teens kind of fashion that they do. And I really liked these two outfits, like the Vivienne Westwood and the plaid, and these two girls looked really cool. They had this crazy messed up hair with the straight bangs. I was into it, so I painted this. I don't think it's a great painting, but really cool. And then this was a girl on Tumblr. Oh, I need to look that up. Let me find that actually. All right, so I just went so far back in my Tumblr likes, and I could not find the photo I used as a reference for this, but I will add it. Maybe I'll add it like there or something. This was a really cool, like, this is just a chick that posted an outfit photo, and I really liked her outfit. That's basically all it is, like the stripy top, the red tights under the pants. I need to get myself some color stockings. She had these big glasses on top of her head. She just looked really cool, so I painted her portrait. So shout out to her for having a cool fit. This is a really special page for me. This was when we were moving out of our apartment and leaving Scotland. Our visas had run out and it was just time to go home. And this is our apartment building. We lived up here on the 3rd floor. These were our 2 windows. And this is just, it had become such a familiar sight, you know. It was the first place I lived out of home. My partner, and my brother all lived here. And of course it was while we were living overseas. It was a really beautiful, beautiful time. The apartment was just trash. It was awful. It was, you know, filled with mold and, you know, there was a lot of, got damp and that kind of stuff. So it wasn't exactly a great apartment. It was dirt cheap, I will say. Of course, always very sad to leave. So this is a spread I did about that. And then this was some people before us had left a padlock on like the stairway up. And we always said that we were going to. So then we had this lock that me and my partner got from Malta when we went. And then we added our lock onto their lock because our lock was too small to go anywhere else. So yeah, I put that there. We put that there on the day we were moving out, and that's why that's very special. And then yeah, and I really like how this turned out. It's very loose. It's not, you know, tight or specific at all, but it really gets the feeling. And yeah, I really love this page. It's pretty. Down here, we kept calling her Meg, but we learned like after a year of living there that her name was Margaret. She was this old Scottish lady, and she was so lovely. She was the most help. She had this wonderful dog named Roxy. Shout out to Meg or Margaret or whatever your name is. But yeah, she was wonderful. She was really good help. Yeah, really special spread for me. I really like this. This is then when we went down to London. We got the overnight bus to London. It was from Glasgow to London. It was a nightmare. But this is in London. We went to the Natural History Museum, and this is just a bunch of, again, photos that I've amalgamated together. Cool Tyrannosaurus Rex skull. I think that's a real skull. Like, it was just cool to see real dinosaur bones. That was the best part of the whole museum. So awesome there. This was a stuffed toucan in their bird exhibition. This was a fossilized log. It looked really gorgeous in person. It looked fully like crystal and it was fossilized, but you could still see that it was a log. Yeah, I didn't capture it here because impossibly hard for me personally and my skills. Yeah, and then this was a sick pattern that they had on the roof. The roof was really detailed and this is just a minor part of it, but I really liked this. Yeah, strip there. Good spread, I think. It's a nice little spread. You can see that I usually always go to this because I just like to know what I'm looking at, and I know that I'll forget if I don't, so I do the numbering and the titling a lot. Ooh, and then, okay, so there was a little bit of time between London. I went down to Bournemouth to visit some friends, but then on our way home, we didn't fly straight home to Australia. We flew to Vietnam and we met my parents there and we had a wonderful holiday. It was so nice. It was hot as Hades, I'll tell you that. We went in August, which we learned is apparently the time that only Vietnamese people kind of do travel and tourism in Vietnam because it's so hot, no one else wants to go. And we really learned that. But this was a fun day. It was weird, I'll tell you that. This was a coconut boat ride. And it was just, my partner described it perfectly as a giant pop-up ad. It was just so much stuff going on and you were constantly trying to be dragged this way and that way for whatever they were trying to upsell you for. It was a wild day, but it was a lot of fun and we got this cute photo, me and my partner in our coconut boat with our hats. I really like this drawing. I think it's quite nice. And then this is a lantern I saw in Hanoi later on. This was the beer we were drinking a lot. Hooter. We drank a lot of Hooters, let me tell you that. But this, again, fun spread. And it was, you know, good to show Vietnam. It was wonderful. It was a good time. This is, back home. And you can see when I'm not settled in, I don't draw as much because we're moving around, right? Leaving Glasgow, one thing of London, one thing of Vietnam, and then we're back home. When I'm busy, I find it hard to be good in, to keep working in my sketchbook. And so there's big gaps a lot of the time. I'm not constantly working in this, but then, yeah, this is back home. My friend, Cordelia Prangley, wonderful photographer. I'll show her Instagram handle there, I guess. She had her first exhibition for photography. Her and a friend went in together and did this wonderful exhibition at Slingtown Espresso. It's a coffee shop in Newcastle. This is back home in Australia. And it was a wonderful night. It was good. I got to dress up, which was fun. This is a dress I borrowed from my mother because I came home with just one backpack of clothes and none of them were worthy. And so this is just my outfit. You could tell I was really feeling it. Wonderful dress. These are my big boots. I got them. They've got this huge platform and heel on them. I love them. I really like the way I did the stockings here. I think you can really tell that they're like that semi-sheer stocking. Yeah, cute little outfit. Painting. Nothing crazy, but I think it's cute. Oh, I actually hate this painting. I hate it so much. But I was watching so much Psych at the time that I simply just had to document it because it was taking up 99% of my brain space. This is obviously Gus and Sean. This is not a great photo. I struggle to paint things when they're in the dark. It's something I really need to work on. The sketch for this I think was good, and then the painting really ruined it. I think Gus looks like Gus. And Sean, he's just a man, you know? He's just any other guy. So I really struggled to get him to look like Sean. Didn't really get there. But yeah, the drawing was good and the painting is not. Not much to do. I went to the beach and I saw a lot of seagulls, and then I did this kind of negative space. Well, it was meant to be a negative space painting, and then I went in with the pencil, which I'm wondering if I should have. But it's simple, you know. I obviously just wanted to get paint on the page. You know, nothing crazy about it, but it's cute. Oh, these are, again, unfinished sketches that I really want to do, but I think because I kept building it up to I want it to be good is I never came back around to it. But I went on this walk near my parents' house and there was this completely burnt out, rusted, like, you know, messed up beyond belief car. And I thought it would make a really good painting, and so sketched it out, and there was a tire with paints going through it nearby. Sketched it out, never painted it. You know, it happens. It happens. You can tell I was really feeling being back in Australia, because I was missing it. Like towards the end of being in the UK, I was missing home. So yeah, this is me and my partner. We are koalas. You know, it's cute. It's fun to be able to draw yourself in different things. And like I said before, I love drawing myself. If I don't know what to draw, drawing myself is the first thing I will always do. So, you know, the narcissism pops through. But this is cute, and I like the little wash of gum leaves in the background. Yeah, they turned out good. I got my boyfriend's little stubble in there. Nice. This is another one that I've redone since, but I started working back at the pub, and I was just constantly looking at the beers I was pouring and thinking that the heads looked like a full moon on top of the glass. And I thought that was a nice concept. So this was my initial sketch, and it's okay. The idea was there, but the execution, not so much. And so I did redo it as this, which, oof, I love it so much. I actually really like how this one turned out. Let's do a little side by side again. Yeah, you can see where the idea was here. And again, these are so important because you need to get the ideas out, but you can always come back to it and do better. Yeah, this is something I'm planning on turning into a sticker if I get into doing that. I just think it's cute, and it's, yeah, turned out good. I like the gradient I've done and the little bottom of the glass. The head on this, I think, is giving much more moon than this one. Yeah, so there you go, side by side there. I think it turned out cute. Another reference I found online on Tumblr, just a girl wearing headphones with some stripy clothes. It's alright, it's not the best painting. It was a fun pose to do, but yeah, I'm just not very good at drawing skin tones, and I really struggled with these lips. I felt like they just looked strange, but that was a fun sketch. And then, ooh, another online one I found. This is from a photo shoot, I don't remember what from, but where they'd given him this fake like burn line tank top deal. Sexy man, you know? He was clearly good looker, so I painted him. I think he turned out nice. I like when I do this where you can still see the pencil coming through. It's not always my favorite thing to do, but when the time calls for it, it's fun to do. It does remind me a lot of like my high school artwork. I did that a lot of lead pencil and light washes of color. At the time, it was because I was kind of afraid of using color, and I thought I'd ruin my sketches. So I like to throw back to it, but it's not something I rely on as much anymore. Oh, and down here, I did accidentally drop this on the painting, and I was devastated. So I did just add more to make it look intentional, I guess. So there's that. But yeah, another headphone wearer. I don't know why I was into that at the time, but this, I really like this. When I work back at the pub, I'm working in a pokey room now. So I'm working in a gaming room surrounded by these machines every day. And we have a fish tank, and honestly, I love them so much. This is Brad and this is Ford. In my mind, I haven't asked what the other girls have named the fish according to them, because to me they're Brad and Ford. It doesn't matter. But I did this fun little painting where they've got a little pokey in their tank. I was almost like wanting to make one for the tank, but I know that if I like used the wrong thing and like contaminated the water, I would just be devastated if I accidentally like killed these fish. So I stuck with just painting it. I thought that was a safer route, but I think it turned out good. I really like the way I did all the colors. The painting I think is really well done. Of course, little moments that maybe could be improved upon, but I think it's cute. And again, I think this is something that would make a good print. It's a lot of fun, you know? Yeah, very nice. Went to the beach again, and then this is just a photo I took from my car. I actually weirdly like painting cars. I find it really hard, but I like the reflections that they get from the sun and stuff. So, and whenever I do compositions like this, as opposed to just the beach shot, I think it just gives a little more interest and almost not realism, but it's more what you actually see in your everyday life than the picturesque, perfect, just beach. And I find it more interesting to look at because, you know, a beach has been painted a million times over. So how do you paint something different? Not that this is innovation in any sense of the word, but I just find it more interesting to paint myself. I didn't love how it turned out, like in the clouds and stuff, but it's loose, it's nice. It was just fun to do. A lot of these I'm just doing it because I want to paint. Like I don't have a real reason to do it. I just want to be painting something, so I just pick something random. Hate how this turned out. I hate the color that I chose. But every single night when I was coming home late from the pub, this was my parents' front door because I was living with them at the time. Their front door was like this and they had this grate in front of it, and then it would just project this giant shadow onto the ground. And I loved it. I looked at it almost every night when I came home. And so I decided to paint it, and then it just kind of turned out kind of ugly. I really hate the colors of it. I just think it looks weird. But, you know, I was happy to get the idea down. But yeah, it's really fuggo, if you ask me. Again, another one that I didn't like how it turned out. You can tell I was really in a rut at this point. I'd just come home and then, yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. We're really busy, but this is a flower in my parents' front yard. I think the flower itself turned out all right. I don't like the background at all. But this was just, yeah, another day where I sat out in the sun. And well, that was the thing again. I was very excited to be back in the hot weather. So I was out in the sun. I was really baking up a storm. And then I was painting this. So it's all right. It's not the best. I don't think the blue here kind of matches the vibe of this. But it is what it is. This one I really like. Me and my partner went on a camping trip to Diamond Head. There you go, timestamp. I kept saying that I had it and then not seeing it. My partner, he loves a sleep in. And when I'm on holiday, it's kind of a sleep when you're dead vibe. And especially camping, I wake up really early being in the tent. So I went down to the beach by myself with a camp chair and my paint supplies, and I watched the sunrise, and it was really beautiful. I actually forgot to bring my camera, and then I couldn't be bothered to go back to the tent to get it, and I was like, whatever, I'll be in the moment anyway. And I did regret not bringing my camera because it was a gorgeous sunrise, and this is called Split Rock, where it's this mountain and it's kind of cut out, and there again, and obviously really beautiful, and that's exactly where the sun was coming up. So it was really beautiful, and I just wanted to capture it. And again, very loose because this was plein air, you know, I was painting it in the moment, and stuff is changing, the tides are moving, the sun is rising, the colors are changing. So it's hard to capture it properly. I think I did a decent job of it. I really like the colors here, the yellow, orange, purple. I like the way the sky is. I struggle to paint ocean, dude, I really do. I just can't paint tides to save my life, which upsets me because I love the beach, but I really struggle with it. And then this was, you know, obviously the shadows were reflecting on the water. Weird. It is something I would like to develop further and try maybe in a different medium. I don't think watercolor is the right path for me for this painting, so I'd like to maybe try again with acrylic or gouache or something. I don't know. But a beautiful memory, of course, and I love painting plein air, so this is fun, and I think the colors are mostly nice. I don't love this blue, but yeah. This is from the same camp trip. 2 flowers that I saw. They're fine. They're not great flowers, personally. The paint job on them isn't great, but you know, whatever. And then I really like this, actually. It's simple, and it's more simple than I normally do because I think I struggle to hold back kind of thing. Yeah, it was just this pelican. He was really in a position of power on top of this big pipe. He was like, I think he knew he was being photogenic. So this is from a photo I took from him. I like it. I like that I pulled back and kind of went with some basic shapes as opposed to trying to render it as realistically as I normally would try to. I think it turned out good. Colors are kind of lacking, but yeah, I think it's still nice. This, I actually really love this one. I think you can tell I ripped out the page here where I tried to paint this before, failed hardcore. I really struggled with it, and so I ripped it out. I was not happy with it. Tried it again, there you go, second time's a charm. I really like how this turned out. This is a real log that I saw. I don't know if I still have the photo. If I do, I'll pop it there. It really looked like it was like squinting in the sun kind of thing. It looked like it had these holes in here that it really looked like the sun was getting in its eyes. And I loved it. I love when I walk through nature. That's what a lot of my drawings are. And I see something whimsical and then I push it. Like I will say the expression has obviously been pushed. I've stylized this a bit. But yeah, it gets across what I'm trying to get across. And then I think the shadows turned out good. I really like the way the bark turned out because I really struggle with up close like bark. I love this. I would like to turn this into a print. I would need something that's not the white background, but I didn't want to. I was scared. I'll be honest with you. I was scared. So that was, yeah, I like this. It's cute. And then this is it's not really my last page, but I think when you're doing a sketchbook, you know when your last page is. Like you're towards the end and you're like, yeah, this is the final spread. Doesn't matter if there's more pages left. So this is my last spread and I think it's a nice one to end on. I'm back home. This was me walking my mum's 2 dogs. She has 2 little toy poodles and tell you what, you don't walk the dogs, they walk you. Having to run most of the way, it was hard. But it was a nice walk. I got out. It was slightly raining. Again, this is my fit. And then we saw a double rainbow while we were out. And I just always love when I see a rainbow, let alone a double rainbow. I always take it as a really good sign. I like this. I like the expression. I like the pose. The dogs turned out cute. I will say I think their names are Coda and Lola. I do think Coda turned out a little better than Lola. No shade to her, that's on me. But yeah, so I'm happy with this being the last spread, and then I think it turned out good. I think you can tell I really care a lot about this book. Every single page has a memory to me. It's just really special in my heart. So I'm glad to be filming this and posting it. I'll stop fidgeting with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this sketchbook tour and like some of the drawings. Thank you so much for tuning in, I guess. Alrighty, so we're back in the chair, which means that the video is over, and it means that you've watched my entire sketchbook tour, which 1, I cannot believe, and 2, I now officially love you for life. I hope you just have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Bye! So yeah, this is why my books were missing in that last shot. This is the only setup I could figure out to get that wonderful top-down shot I had. But yeah, this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be fooled.